When YouTube starts to feel like a chore rather than being fun, that's a sign that burnout's starting to creep in. I've experienced burnout from YouTube firsthand, and in this video I want to talk a little bit about how you can pull yourself back out of it. So if you're anything like I was, you'll have wanted to grow your channel as quick as you can, and you'll have probably taken advice from other people on YouTube about a schedule or frequency of which you upload videos to YouTube. And people might tell you that you can or you should upload 3 videos a week. And by doing so, the more you upload, the faster your channel will grow. The more views you'll get, the more subscribers you'll get, all that kind of stuff. And I was no different. You know, I decided, yeah, okay, I'm going to try and do 3 videos a week. The reality is that I was doing that on the side of a full-time job, looking after a young family. It was just consuming all my time and energy. It just didn't feel fun anymore. It was becoming a chore. I kind of loathed the prospect of doing it. The reason for that is because there's actually a lot of work goes into producing a YouTube video. You have to have the idea. You have to come up with what your title and your thumbnail is going to be. You want to obviously think about how you're going to deliver that video. It might be that you write a full script for the video, which could take a long time. Even if you are kind of going off the cuff like what I'm doing now, you still want to have a rough idea of what you're going to talk about. So you have to plan all of that. You actually have to physically record the video, edit it, publish it, engage with it, engage with the comments that you get from people as well. So if you're trying to do that for 3 videos in a week, you can see how the time runs away with itself. It isn't sustainable for someone who's trying to do that with other commitments and doing it in such a way that the video quality doesn't suffer. The problem with committing to that kind of a schedule is that on top, with everything that you have to do to make those 3 videos, there's only so many hours in a day, and you end up with poor content that you're sharing because you're trying to just keep up with this schedule that you set yourself. You've said, right, I'm going to do these 3 videos a week, and then they end up becoming rushed. And that then is reflective in the actual video itself, because the idea hasn't been well thought out. Maybe the title and thumbnail hasn't been well thought out. People don't click on the video because the title and thumbnail doesn't make sense to them. For the people that do, the video delivery might seem rushed and not well thought through. The actual structure and the content in the video maybe doesn't seem well thought through, and then you're going to lose that viewer. They're going to switch away and go and watch something else. So the irony here is that you think that producing that volume of video per week is going to grow your channel, but in actual fact what it's doing is it's telling YouTube that this content isn't any good. People aren't clicking on it, and the people that do click on it don't watch it for long. So that's all red flags for YouTube. The irony there, of course, is that you think that this is going to be the blueprint to growth, and in actual fact you don't get that. And if people aren't clicking on the videos and watching it for any length of time, they're also not engaging in that video. They're not commenting on it. They're not hitting the thumbs up button. And again, that is a red flag to YouTube. So it's not going to promote that video very far. How do we remedy that? I mean, it's really simple. We have to come up with a schedule that we can realistically commit to. So if that's 1 video a week, then that's what you do. So that's what I did. I do 1 video a week now. By just doing 1 video per week, I can allow myself the time to think about the video. Making sure, is the concept of the video good? Am I making sure that I'm covering everything I need to cover in the video? So am I executing the video well? Get it published, and then I can allow time to then engage with anyone that does comment on it. If you've got 1 video per week that is getting watch time, so people are clicking on the video and watching it for a good length of time, and hopefully engaging in the video by commenting and liking it, that is going to tell YouTube that this video is good and to push that to more people. And if people enjoyed the video that haven't already subscribed, then they may subscribe to your channel as well. So 1 video that does that is going to be better than 3 videos that just fall wide of the mark. Quality over quantity really does apply when it comes to YouTube. The reality is most of us that are trying to grow a channel are doing it on the side of an already busy life. Figure out, what can I realistically deliver, and stick to that. So not only will your video quality improve, you'll produce better videos, you'll not lose the fun element of creating videos on YouTube. Because that's the point, right? It should be fun. You should enjoy doing it. If you enjoy doing it, that enthusiasm is going to come across in your videos as well. And therefore, that's going to be picked up by your viewer. And they're going to feed off that. Because if you've lost the will to live with YouTube and you're on your third video of the week, you're tired and you really can't be bothered doing this, then it's going to come across like that in the video, and you're going to look like this and sound like this, and people are going to switch off because they want to feed off of your energy. If that energy is not there, then they're not going to feed off of it, and they're not going to hang around. Another way that we can burn out through YouTube is by getting too consumed by YouTube analytics, by the Studio app. So if you're anything like I was when I first started, obviously it's exciting when you start a channel, especially when you start to notice a bit of traction with your channel. You're constantly refreshing to see, have I had any new views? Has anyone hit the thumbs up button? Have I got a new comment? Has someone subscribed to the channel? And yeah, that's exciting, but it can become all-consuming because you're constantly stopping and distracting yourself from whatever else you're supposed to be doing that day to check the app. And no amount of refreshing is going to magic up viewers and magic up subscribers. So it's kind of pointless. And that was an issue for me, and it was kind of taken over and I was kind of looking at it way too much. What I did to change that was I said, right, I'm going to publish the video at a time where I'm available to be checking the app. And the reason for that is when I publish a video, I want to capture any early engagement. So if those early viewers who comment on the video, I want to be able to respond to those comments. Just to with that initial engagement being key for YouTube, study whether the video is performing or not. So I'll maybe publish a video at 8 o'clock at night, and if I'm doing nothing else with the rest of that time from say 8 till 10 p.m, other than maybe watching a bit of television, I'm on hand to respond to comments. After that, what I do is I just check YouTube Studio for a half-hour window every day from that point on until I publish the next video. That allows me to see any new videos, see any new comments that have come in, so I can respond to those and just track, how the video is roughly performing. And that just means it's in my control and it's not affecting the rest of my day. YouTube Studio can also become quite consuming because sometimes videos don't perform well and we can't understand why. So we get buried into the analytics trying to figure out where we went wrong. And it can leave us feeling confused, our brain's completely fried because we just don't understand, well, why is this video not doing well? The three pillars that, typically measure the success of a video is, are people clicking on it? So has it got a good click-through rate? Is the average view duration good? So are people watching on average a good percentage of the video? So if it's like 50%, 60% or more, then that's usually good. And are people engaging in the video? So are they hitting the thumbs up button? Are they commenting on the video? And sometimes you can have all three of those things, and yet the video still isn't getting a huge amount of impressions. And so YouTube isn't pushing the video out to more people. And you can be frustrated because you think, well, how is this not getting more traction? The point is, we'll never fully understand how YouTube works. As much as there's lots of people on YouTube telling you how it works, there's core principles that you can follow, but that doesn't always guarantee that a video will have huge success. Because if it was, then everyone would have viral videos every time they published. It just doesn't work that way. And trying to understand why a video hasn't worked, even when you've kind of fulfilled that criteria that we talked about, it's just going to leave you completely frazzled and frustrated and feeling like giving up. What I do now is I just publish the video and just accept that this is either going to do well, it's going to do not well, or it's going to perform average. All I really do is give that video a week, and then I go back to it in the studio and go, right, okay, what worked about this video? What went well if it's done okay? What didn't do so well? I'll maybe play it back and try and understand what was it about the video that didn't work. And that's just my own judgment rather than getting too bogged down in analytics, because if you can just accept that not every video is going to perform amazingly, then you can put your energy instead into your next video. And where I always start is going, my ideal viewer, what do they want to watch? What videos do they want to watch? Because that's where it all starts. You can have great titles and thumbnails and all the rest of it. Delivery of the video can be amazing and all that kind of stuff. But ultimately, people need to want to watch it. Always bringing it back to your ideal viewer and making videos that you believe they want to watch. Start there. And so once you've published that last video, it's out there. There's not much you can do about it. Just move on to the next one. And just always think about, what does my viewer want to watch? And I think if you at a minimum do that, hopefully more often than not, your videos, your future videos are going to do reasonably well. They might not be viral, but they should, maintain, a steady and decent level of views and engagement and all that kind of stuff. Because if people want to watch that topic, then hopefully they're going to click on it. And you can obviously increase the likelihood of that through thinking about titles and thumbnails. But once the video is out, your previous one, that's it, it's there. And people either receive it well or they don't. And trying to get too caught up and too consumed by why a video hasn't done well, there's just little to no point in that. So hopefully this video is showing that setting a schedule that is going to work for you, and not getting too hung up on previous videos and how well or not well they've performed, and instead putting your energy into the next one, will create a sustainable path for you in terms of your long-term YouTube journey. It's, it is difficult, it's not easy, but you can make it easier for yourself by not overcommitting yourself, by having some barriers between your YouTube life and your normal life, because you do need to have that separation. You've got jobs that pay the bills, you've got families who need your support. You need to be present for those things so you can still grow a YouTube channel without it completely consuming your life. You have to enjoy it for it to be long term. If you don't enjoy it, then you're not going to stick at it for very long. That's today's message. Probably spoken for too long again. Okay, right. Have a good one. Speak to you in the next video.